Today, let's talk about Gemini. I had some pleasure to test some features of new model and especially Gemini AI Studio, and I did found this very fun and helpful. Actually, Gemini 2.5, especially this model, the reasoning is very impressive, and then I will show you why. So in this short video I really want to talk a little bit of image generation and about the reasoning, especially Gemini 2.5. And then so let's jump into something funny. What I tried to do, I actually tried to test this model with image adjustments. So I uploaded my face and I asked, make my face very happy, and this is the result. Okay, so I would say not really. Yeah, Google, you're not there. Okay, what happened to my nose? What happened to my face? So I think we're going in that direction. Okay, add a little bit hair. It did add the hair, and I said add a longer hair. So you know, you got what you got. I would say Google, no, this is not the way. This is not the way. So the second test I did, I asked to change the color of the glasses, and here you go. It did change the color of the glasses, and I also said bigger, yeah, and make me a bigger smile. So it did, but overall it looks very fake. Okay, these glasses, they're looking very fake, so I would say fail. Okay, so this model Gemini 2.0 Flash image generation, not really the best. Okay, and then I said need a smile like a Joker, and it did make me a Joker face literally, and also this narrow shaped nose. So I don't know where we're going with this direction, but yeah, this will happen. And then the other test, I wanted to see if this model can handle changing the outfit. Okay, and then as you can see, I asked for remove glasses and change shirt to horizontal black stripes. Okay, and actually it did the job. It kind of like did deform my eyes, but maybe if you would stress a little bit more about not changing the face features, it could do the job. I need to admit, this is still impressive that it did manage to replace the clothing, because even in not far past I was testing different models, and they were doing very terrible job. Okay, even some paid services I did try, they couldn't do that kind of tasks, and this one is impressive. It is pretty good. It is pretty good. But next one, that was funny. I need my holiday photo on a beach in Phuket. Okay, so okay, it did generate a Phuket beach, but I'm not there. So I had to follow up, but I need to see myself there as first plan. And then, come on, really? The head is oversized, and I basically look like, I don't know, like a disabled guy. Fail, to me, fail. Make sure I'm happy. That's holiday. And then this smile is so fake. It's just, come on. It just no, not approved. Okay, so then another one what I want to talk about is Gemini 2.5 Pro and capabilities when we talk about the reasoning. Okay, so what I did in here, I just dropped the transcript of my video for YouTube, and I ask, based on provided transcript, generate 50 clickable high converting YouTube titles, score them in a scale 0 to 10 and argument why that score. Okay, and then I was very surprised how it did focus on the reasoning steps. And then just briefly, Look, understand the core topic. The transcript is about leaked system prompts, yada yada. That's a very good step. Identify target audience. Here you go. And this is very impressive, because it did figure out that, hey, we're supposed to identify the target audience, and this is one of the most important steps, because you need to actually identify the target audience in order to select everything else. So what next, right? And then it did, try to identify the target audience. Then it did try to brainstorm keywords and concepts. Okay, leaked prompt, jailbreak, AI coding assistant, develop the title, angles and formulas. This one is super cool. Okay, look, direct leaked, jailbreak focus, comparison, intrigue secret, value money, how to learning, question, urgency shock, benefit driven. I'm just like, wow. So I used to try, even with Claude 3.7, with much more advanced prompts, even with bunch of examples, to show and to have a few shots. Actually, that was many shots of style, and it didn't do that good job as Gemini 2.5 Pro did, because when I see the reasoning, I'm just getting idea about how this model is good. Refine and expand. Select the best 50, score each title, okay? Clickability, clarity, relevance, keywords, argument for each score, review and format. This is really great. So I had the 50. I'm gonna skip the 50. They were already good, okay? But then I just said, now imagine that you are just a user and you browsing YouTube, and for some reason this title just blinked through your eyes, front of your eyes, and you decide to click. And then you decide to click and you watch the video and you were not disappointed. So I'm trying to say that we are trying to make a clickbait, but when user will actually see the video, they're not gonna feel disappointed. So it will be a little bit more than just a clickbait, okay? And then the reasoning is also very good, because understand the target user again, identify key hooks from the transcript, previous titles, filter the initial 50 titles, select top candidates, right? Then refine to the top 10, applying the impulsive click and satisfaction criteria. That's very cool. And final selection, the justification, review arguments. Okay. So that was the second time. I asked to narrow down to 10. And finally, I asked to narrow down to the final one. Okay. So look at the title. I would say the title is impressive. Leaked inside the 10 billion prompt Cursor AI tried to hide. So the video was about the system prompt that leaked. Cursor AI system prompt leaked, yeah. And the company valuation as of today is basically $10 billion, right? So the way the AI put everything together is actually very, very impressive. And then look, what do we have here? Kind of like a summary of what happened. We have instant hook, value and leaked immediate new value 10 billion. Then we have exclusivity, clarity, consciousness and punch, broad appeal, promise versus payoff. So we really got it all there. We have it all. So the reasoning for 2.5 Pro is really good. So I tried to just show you the the real case scenario, not just floating around. That was a real case scenario, and I actually used that title in my video. And then let's move on to Gemini 2.5 Pro and geolocation capabilities. Okay, so I just drop a random picture. You know, there is nothing really, look, there's nothing really distinguishable. You can't really say what is this very boring picture from Poland. So it did go and analyze the picture. This Gemini very quickly figured out that this is in Poland definitely. It didn't give me the exact location. It's about 100 kilometers radius from the original location, but it is still impressive that it was able to really narrow down to Poland that quickly. Okay, so when we talk about geolocation, also very helpful. So this Gemini 2.5 Pro is doing a great job again. Then I used Gemini 2.0 Flash image generation, and I asked to generate basically the homepage, a mock-up of AI company. And it did visually it is looking okay, but as you can see, the letters didn't go that well. Yeah, so the letters are not, this is very bad spelling, pretending to write something, very typical for AI trying to generate texts. Yeah, so they didn't fix it yet. Maybe next iteration they will finally make the letters working. Okay, so as for ideas and maybe inspiration with a little bit more detailed prompt, you could squeeze something and use that as inspiration, maybe for a better AI, for better models that can generate good graphics, but not, this is no production level at all. Okay, of course it's experimental, but still pretty much far off. Then I tried to generate a man with a polo shirt and sign of company name. Pretty bad job. Yeah, I would say fail, total fail. Okay, it didn't even include the design on the polo shirt as I requested. Then another case is like with Gemini 2.5 Pro and image understanding. So what I did, I asked the model to actually be a conversion rate optimization specialist. Okay, and I said that just from the image of the page screenshot, I wanted to have some analysis that technically I could use for a client, and they would need to be very personal, so we know that, you know, that someone really did the review entire page. And to my surprise, it did very good job. We have introduction, overall impressions, you know, specific observations, hero section, trust signals, and all of that. Okay, so just to have another step, I actually asked to generate a full HTML report, so I could technically then later on generate to the PDF and finally deliver to the client. Okay, let's say. So this is how the report looks like, and it is very good. You know, it could even narrow down to, you know, user authentic imaginary, whatever possible, replace stock images with high quality images, right? We have quantity benefits, add specific details where possible, fully trained operators, NCCA certified and insured, or convenient appointments open from 2. So it did actually not only understood what is the problem with the page when we talk about conversion rate optimization, but it did also advise how we can optimize it. And then if you would be creating the prompt for it, you could also specifically request to focus more on solutions, right? And you could even ask to make it more client ready. providing a little bit more context about the client. But I'm just saying that the level of understanding images is very high, and you could use that for anything else that would require the image understanding and squeezing data out of the image. So this is very good. So overall, if I discount this ugly bastard, I would say Gemini 2.5 is very impressive, and it is definitely worth to work with, and it can really be very helpful for daily tasks, for daily tasks, for some work tasks. I think you can squeeze a lot of it. What is very outstanding here is, like, I have impression that this model is like not trying to shorten the response. It will try to give you a full response, right? So even like comparing to the length of response, Gemini 2.5 versus Claude 3.7. So I would need to ask Claude to continue in the middle of the way, while Gemini 2.5 was able to generate a complete HTML page with CSS and JavaScript at once. Okay, like 600, 700 lines. I was even able to push it to 900 lines at once. So very, very impressive, right? So that's why I think Google is doing really great progress, and I'm just happy to see what next. Yeah, what happens when we will have Gemini 3.0. That would be very interesting. But yes, I will confirm that Gemini 2.5 is definitely worth attention, and I encourage you to play with this yourself. So I hope that's helpful, and have a great day. Cheers.